Hey guys, so today I'm actually going to be doing a one palette tutorial. I asked you guys on Instagram which palette you wanted to see from me, and somebody suggested the Jeffree Star Blue Blood palette. I'm really excited that this one got chosen because it's a palette that I really don't reach for because there's a lot of blues and I don't really wear blue eyeshadow on a daily basis. I do think that you can get a lot of different looks from this eyeshadow palette, but today I really wanted to dip into a lot of the greens because we are getting closer to summer. I think this eyeshadow look would look so good, you know, when we're able to go out into the real world and actually have a nice time out. I think this look would be really pretty for that. I also asked you guys if you wanted to see a blended or cut crease look, and it was really close. I will be doing a cut crease in the future, but today I did do a very blended look. I did pull inspiration from this picture that I found on Pinterest to see if I can get some of the glare off. So I did pull a lot of inspiration from this picture I found on Pinterest. Now it's not exactly like this, and I didn't really want it to be exactly like this. I really just wanted to create my own version of it, but I think the colors are really pretty in that picture, so that is why I really wanted to pull from the greens, the blue greens from this palette. I do really love the way this turned out. I wish I had somewhere to go, but I'm just going to be here at home. So go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Karina MUA to kind of help me choose my next one palette tutorial. And if you are interested in how I got this look, go ahead and keep on watching. Throw on my brows really quickly. I used the Morphe Brow Cream in Latte. This is the one that I was saying was really warm, and it is. I was able to fix it today, but in the description on Ulta, it stated that it was supposed to be cool tone, but I went ahead and fixed it with the brow powders that I use. This is the Brow Gal by Tanya Brooks, and I use this middle shade and a little bit of this shade to kind of fix it up. And then I cleaned it up with my NYX pot concealer. This is the Above and Beyond full coverage concealer. I love this stuff. I like using more cream products most of the time when I'm cleaning my brows out because it just doesn't drip into the hair, so it's easier to control. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with my eyes first, but I'm just gonna throw in some lip balm. This is the Milk Makeup Kush Lip Balm in Canatonic. These do have a little bit of a tint. There's nothing major. Okay, so we're gonna go into eyes first because I am going to be using the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Blue Blood palette. This was requested on Instagram. I went ahead and put up a poll or a little question thing on my Instagram to ask what you wanted me to use. Somebody suggested a Blue Blood, and so that is what we're gonna be using today. I kind of want to stick with more of these greeny shades to kind of keep it summery. So before we go into shadow, I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyelids. And for looks like this, I do like to use a concealer as a primer, but concealer alone doesn't work on me, so I'm gonna go in with my Maybelline eyeshadow primer. Usually when I film, my boyfriend is napping. He's not today. And then my little Sephora brush. This just blends everything in 2 seconds. And then for the concealer that I'm gonna use, I'm gonna go in this L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear, and this is in the shade Cashmere. It's a little too light for me, so I do like to use it as a base for eyeshadow. It is one of those matte dryer formulas, so I do like this formula for eyeshadow. I usually use heart-shaped tape, but this is a drugstore. I kind of feel like it does the same thing. This is basically the drugstore version of that. And you can also use something cheaper than this, is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. This is also the same concealer I do like using for cut creases. They are a little thicker, so they're easier to control when you're doing a cut crease because like you don't want it to get too gloopy. So the first shade we're going to dip into is this one in Celebrity Skin, and we're just going to start that in my crease. I'm going to use a small blending brush, and I'm just going to push it right where my crease is. Just like that. And we're gonna leave like that. We're gonna start blending afterwards, but I kind of want to place down the colors first. I'm gonna go in with this one in Flourishing. We're gonna do it right underneath, out into the outer corner. So grabbing a lot of that shade, we're just gonna pack it with the same brush and do that right underneath. Yeah, that looks crazy. We're just gonna take a little bit of that first shade and we're just gonna start blending that out. And then we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing with the second shade. To do like a really good blended look, you do have to have a lot of patience because it's just a lot of like small movements and making sure everything's just like blended together. Make sure nothing gets patchy, make sure nothing gets muddy. So it's a lot of grabbing the same color and just going at it. So to kind of help blend it a little bit more, I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of this shade in Priceless, like right underneath the brow. That's where I'm just gonna place that. Just right here on that outer part. And I'm gonna also take it like right here in the inside. Next shade we're gonna take is Entitled. It is this nice metallic blue green shade. And then this is just gonna go all over the lid. And you're just gonna tap it into that other shade. And just blend for the 500th time. So for the inner like third or fourth, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my concealer again to brighten that up. And just dot a little bit. Take your finger and just pat it. We're gonna take this shade right here in Crystal Flush. We're gonna pop that shade right where we put that concealer and blend it into that metallic green shade. I'm gonna take this double-ended Anastasia brush that I got on my Modern Renaissance palette. I'm gonna take this small one with Crystal Flush, and I'm just going to bring it up here. So I'm gonna add a little bit of depth to the outer corner. I'm gonna take this shade in Cremated. And just pop that right on that outer corner and start to blend. This one I really don't want to place because I want to be able to control the darker shades. So I'm blending as I'm placing. So I'm just going to go ahead and blend this in a little bit. And then to help blend that shade out, we're going to go back into this one in Flourishing. Then to go ahead and help that one get blended out, we're going to go into Priceless. I'm going to go back into Entitled and just touch that up. I'm going to go ahead and clean up the face, and then we'll go ahead and start on complexion. So for primer, I'm going to go ahead and go in with this Maybelline Master Prime Hydrating Base. So for this look, I definitely think we have to go a little bit more full coverage. So I really want to make sure that my skin is hydrated to kind of take on the matte foundation we're going to be using. So I'm going to go in with my Winky Luxe Whipped Cream Primer. I really don't know how to explain this primer. It's so weird. But it's really nice. Like, you really have to like work it into the skin or else it just looks clumpy. Once it starts warming up and melting in, it's really nice. For foundation, I'm going to be mixing my Maybelline 24 Hour Super Stay. I believe, yeah, the Super Stay Full Coverage Foundation. I'm going to be mixing it with a little bit of the Fenty Hydrating because I don't love full coverage matte foundations anymore, but I do think this look needs it. And this is a little too light for me, so I'm going to mix a little tiny bit of this one in, and then that's what we're going to put on the face. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the skin. Then for concealer, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible, same thing we use on the eyes. And we're just going to feather it out. So that is the base. I am going to highlight with this concealer just a little bit. Right here, over your nose. Cupid's bow and chin. So we're just gonna let the face products kind of sink into the skin. I'm gonna go ahead and touch up my eyebrows with the brow powder. Okay, so now that we have the eyebrows touched up, we're gonna go ahead and set the face. So we're just gonna make sure that we blend out any of the creasing that happened while we were letting everything sit. Then to set under my eyes, I'm gonna be using my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder. I'm gonna be using my favorite e.l.f. blush brush for this. I like that it has a slight point and it helps me get right into that inner corner. We're just gonna go ahead and press it right in. Before we do that, I like to kind of make sure that I get those creases smoothed out. And then we're gonna go and push this powder right in. So then for the rest of the face, I'm gonna be using my NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat Powder Foundation, which I think is getting discontinued. And if it is, I'm gonna be really sad because this is literally the best. I use this in my kit. And we're just gonna push this in. So for bronzer, I'm going to go in first with my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer and my WetnWild Powder Brush. And then for blush, I don't want anything a little too pinky or peach. So I'm gonna go in with this shade from my WetnWild Pac-Man collection. This came out, I believe, sometime last year. And I'm just gonna go into the matte shade. Alright, I'm just gonna lightly blend that onto the cheeks just for some color. I usually load up on blush, but because the eyes are so dramatic, I don't want to overdo the blush. Alright, so let's go ahead and go in with Celebrity Skin, that skin tone shade. And we're going to bring this one kind of low. First we took Celebrity Skin, just put that on the bottom. We're going to go ahead and take Flourishing and put that right at the lower lash line. So I'm going to bring in my mirror, making sure I really place this where I want it. And then we're just going to connect that. I'm gonna go ahead and take some gel liner. This is the LA Girl gel liner. I'm going to take this on a tiny angle brush. I'm just gonna throw that on the waterline and on that lower lash line. For that, we're gonna go ahead and take the shade Cremated. Really tilt our head down so if any fallout comes out, it doesn't fall on our face. Just like that, and then we're going to take a little bit of Cremated and kind of connect it. Oh, this look. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw some mascara on. This look probably calls for some falsies, but I'm just here at home. I'm not gonna go anywhere. I'm not gonna throw falsies on. So the glue that I use is like super glue, so I'm not about to put that on my eyes. So I'm just gonna curl my lashes, throw on some Lash Paradise. I'm probably gonna do more coats to compensate for not putting lashes on. And so the eyes are done. We're gonna go on with highlighter. So Anastasia did re-release the Nicole Guerrero palette. This is the original one from the first release, and I still have it, so I decided to take it out to use. I'm gonna go ahead and use it. I think I'm gonna dip into Forever Young, which is the cooler tone. I used this palette so much when it was first released. Like, I love super blinding metallic highlights. I still do, but like I just prefer something a little bit more subtle, so I'm gonna lightly just really buff this on. If you're not into like really chunky glitter or glitter particles in your highlighter, just kind of tap it off, and then the finer powder will kind of just stick on where the glitter will fall off. Just a little bit down the nose, and especially for the face, I don't like anything chunky. Alright, so for my lips, I'm going to go ahead and line them with this Milani lip liner in Spice. And I am going to fill them in just a little bit. So I kind of want something glossy with this look. I'm gonna go ahead with this Physicians Formula Butter Lipstick in Brazilian Nut. Alright guys, so this is the look that I created with the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Blue Blood palette. So let me get you a close-up. Alright guys, that is this video. If you went ahead and liked this look, give it a thumbs up. Also, go ahead and follow me on my socials, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. Those are the three that I have. At Karina MUA. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my uploads. I upload every Friday. And yeah, that is it for this video. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.